Hello guys, my name is Armin. In today's episode learning AutoCAD, we want to take a look at the very important panel. We want to take a look at the property manager. We want to take a look at the layers. We want to know how to change the colors, change the type, and then also how we can filter some layers that we need. So basically we're going to review everything that you can face in the property manager box. This is going to be part one. I'm going to add another part two, to review more layer properties and also taking a look at the layer state manager. So if you like the content, please make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and let's jump into AutoCAD.
In today's session, I want to go over a very important panel, layers. So most people don't know all the buttons and icons that we have on these layers, and then just basically dealing with turning stuff on and off or changing the color of it. But you can get more out of these layers properties, and I would like to go through all of them with you today and help you understand. So let's first start with the layer property. So if I click on this kind of layer properties, it's going to open up a box for me. It has some columns and also have some basically icons on it. So the first thing that I'm going to go over is going to be the status. So status is basically telling me two things. One of them is which is my current layer. So current layer means any object that I draw is going to be placed on that layer and associate all the attributes to that layer, to that object that I draw. So right now I'm drawing this line. My current layer is this 0, 0. It has wide, continuous, line weight, and everything that I have already established for this current layer is going to be assigned to this new item that I draw. If I change my current layer to a different items, which is going to be by double clicking on status, or I can go over here and live pick it. So you know, right, basically right here I'm selecting object right there, and you can see basically this tick is gonna change over there, or if I double click, that one is over there. So this basically telling you what um, layer is your current. Any object that you're going to draw is going to be placed on that layer with all the colors and all the attributes that is already defined for that line items. So this is one thing that you can get, and the next thing is sometimes you can see these blue panel or white or gray. So blue means you have a layer and items assigned to it. If it's blue, if it's gray or white, it means that you have a layer but no objects assigned to it. So you might have a layer with the name and everything on it, but it hasn't been assigned to any layer. So that's going to help you real quick to identify what is the item or the layer that it's not have any associated items or object assigned to that layer. You can identify it easily here. So the next one is going to be the name. You can see basically all the names can be seen over here under the column. You can have this light bulb for turning on and off layer. And you can also have access it here. So turning on and off means remove it from your model. Means you have it, you don't see it, it's gonna remove it. So you won't be able to see it anymore. So if I, let's say, click on this one, I don't want to see this, it takes away all of that. And you can also see it right here, the light bulbs, it's basically changed, it's turned off. You can click on this, it brings it back, or you can click on this one, it's gonna bring back the object that you have. So any items that you can click on, and even if you don't know what's been turned off, you can kind of look at here. So right now if I look at my layers, everything is on but this guy. And if you want to bring it back, I can double click here, or I can double click on the light bulb to kind of bring it back. So if you have like a bunch of layer turned off, you don't want to turn everything on at the same time. You can kind of go individually and turn them on here. So the next one is freeze. The only difference between freeze and the turn off, freeze is going to reload and unload the model. So if you freeze them, it's basically unloaded from your model. But if you turn them off, you still have it in your model, but you don't see it over here. And it's going to be the same over here. So you can see basically right there, I can freeze and then unfreeze or thaw, or you can basically use it over here. So if I click on this one, maybe again, I just don't want to sit this one. You can see basically it's turned off. I don't see it, and I can click, everything comes back on. So it's going to be the same thing. Freeze means unload, reload. Turn on and off means you still have it in your model, the object, but it's not visible. The next one is lock. So if you don't want any layer to be changed or moved or anything, you can kind of lock it, right? So if I lock this, you can see it kind of turn it into a darker color, like basically dimmed. And then if I go on it, it says it's locked. So I know like what areas. If I go over here, it doesn't show, but any layer that it's on that, any object that is on that layer that I locked, when I go on it, it basically shows me the lock, and you can easily double click to unlock it or lock the items. The next one is just printing, the plotting for any layer that you have. So if you click one click on it, you see basically kind of give an object a little dot, red dot next to it, and it's going to tell you okay which one you want. So when you select any of these items, it basically doesn't let you print it out. So if I print out this object that I have, all the items that I have on this detail layer is not going to be shown on my PDF or on my plot or anything that you print out. So in order to, when you sometimes you print out something, you don't see some of the items coming out, first check here. Check the kind of freeze panel and turn on and off. See first all the layers on, nothing is frozen, and you can kind of double check the printer icon. If it has like a red icon next to it, it means yeah, it's not printed out, so it's not visible. This is all of the item that you can see over here. And next one that we want to take a look is going to be the color. So this is easily, you can basically go over here, and if you want to change any color, you can basically kind of select the colors and change everything. You can see how everything is going to change because that color is assigned to that layer. The line type, it's very straightforward. When you click on it, it's going to give you a line type. You basically picked all of these based on how you want to design it, how you want to show your color, show line or colors. And then there's like a lot of option over here. If you have more, you can hit load, bring all your actual items or actual line appearance file over here. You can see for the line type. For the line weight, same story. So basically you can click on it, it give you what's going to be the line type that you want to choose, and it's going to be assigned. Let me make it this a little bit bigger. So the transparency, everything is 0, means you see all of them. If you change that to like 90, 100, you can make them just not visible. Basically just playing with the transparency and make stuff more visible, less, or how you want to use them. Viewport freeze. This is basically, it's basically tell you if you have any viewports in your model that you want to freeze them. So here basically is going to show you, because you can freeze some items in the few viewports but not in your actual model. We're going to talk about the viewports a little bit more. And then also description, if there's any description, you'll be able to see it. So this is kind of all the items on these panel and the columns. And this is, you'll be able to see some of them over here, like a turn on and off, core and panel, lock, unlock, and then freeze and thaw. This one that I want to kind of show you what it is, it basically isolate a model. So I want to click on this one. Let's say I click on this, and then you can see it takes away everything but the items that you show. And if you notice what it does, it basically turn everything off but that layer that I selected. So it's the easy way or the fastest way to, if you want to turn everything off and only look at one layer, it's a way to go. Just click on the isolate and you'll be able to see it. So it basically does the same thing as turning on and off. It's just a matter of, you don't have to, If you have like 200 layers, you don't need to click one by one. You just basically hit isolate, select that one, turn everything off. And then this one basically bring everything back on. So I click on it, you saw everything came back on, and then isolate and unisolate. It's really easy to kind of use this one. The next one that I want to kind of go over on these icons that you see over here, it's a make current. So we did talk about you have a few way to do it. You can select stuff over there, make them current, double click over there, or you can click on this and basically tell you, okay, which one you want to make current. I want to make let's say these blue, and then you can see it's changed it over there and it's changed over here. So there's another way to make the items basically a current. The next one, match layer. Basically, when you select two, you have two different layers, and instead of coming over here and changing everything of all the attributes that you have, you can use match layer to match all the attributes from object A to object B. So let's try one. I'm gonna click on it. It's gonna tell me select an object. So I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna select this, and they say, okay, when you select these done, select the destination. Like you want this to be look like what? I'm gonna be look like this. So as soon as I click on it, you can see these only this line that I selected is gonna change. So all the attributes that I had on these green or on these layer that I selected on it all assign entity. So match this one to this one. So looking at the drop down under the layers, you see a few more icons. So the first one it's previews or undo or control Z. It basically undoes all the last changes, set anything that you made, it basically just undo it. This one, the command like current CUR basically changes the layer property of the selected object to the current layer. So we talked about this. You can kind of select them, make them a current layer for you. Copy, it's pretty easy. So if you have a new layer and you want to assign some objects to that new layer, basically copy all of those objects with all the attributes and then put them basically in the new layer for you. And then this is going to be a good thing. Let's say you have one line item, you want to be in two layers. You basically make a duplicate of that line that you already have and put it in a new layer for you. Layer walk, this is a really good one. This is unhide and unhide. I know we talk about it a little bit, but this one isolated pretty quick. So when I click on it, it opens up the box for me. So as soon as I click on any of these, you can see it's basically isolate only those objects that I need. So as soon as I click on any of those, you'll be able to see only that object that is on that layer. So this is pretty cool. And then just make sure you have this box checked. It's gonna restore everything when you exit. It means when I hit close, it basically bring back the whole area. So if you wanna just look at one layer, see what's going on. If you have a very busy project, you can kind of use this icon, or let's it's gonna look like that. So layers walk. So display all the objects for you. The next one, it's a viewpoint freeze. So this one, if you have multiple viewpoints in like a different tabs that you have, if you want to freeze one of them, it's gonna freeze it in all the other ones for you, and you'll be able to see it. This one, merge, it means basically get the layers, put it in a target layer with all the objects on it. So if you remember, there's a difference between merge and copy. Copy an object from one layer and put it in a new layer that you created. Let's say if I create a new layer, I want to put this line to this green layer. So it's only taking this line and put it in. But merge layer, it's basically all the object that is on this layer, merge them to this one. So just be a little bit careful. And also you can see it by the icon right here. Looks like an object or shape goes to layer, but this one is kind of whole layers to whole layer. So if you want merge like two layer, like one layer to another one, make it look like the layer with all the attributes, use this one. But it's only want to duplicate the objects, put it in a different one, make sure you go with the copy. So this is a big difference between two. Just be careful how to use it. Delete, basically just delete and purchase out everything that you have on a layer, and this one lock. So if you have any layer that has a fading percentage on it, like 50%, 60%, 70%, this one lock or unlock it. So it's kind of pretty easy. These are basically all the items over there. I think the most important one I want you to be aware of: copy, walk, and then also the merge layer. So, and we already explained the difference between merge and copy. I'm repeating it because I think it's important. Just pay attention difference between those two. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. This is the end of part one, looking into layer properties manager. In the next video, we're going to take a look at layer states manager and viewports. If you like the content, please make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and I will see you in the next video.